don't think it's special to this house. It was a common practice back in the day. So if you free yourself of alcohol, you commit suicide. The house, it will be a little bit cramped, but it will get a bit bigger as we go through. Magdalena will come in, walk around and go out again, and sometimes come back in again as well. Did anyone have that sort of cold feeling around their legs or anything that felt a little bit unusual?
I felt a breeze.
You felt a breeze, yeah?
Yeah. And felt like there was a fly on my leg.
All right, then a little bit of a tickle there, yeah, okay, very good. Hollywood sells us this picture of these monsters, these things that are trying to get us and scare us. They're not. They just want to communicate, and sometimes that can be scary to the living, of course. Now, we talked about taking photographs on the tour. One of our best photographs was taken in this very room by a mobile phone, back in the days when it was like 1 megapixels cameras. The lady walked in and she stood at the doorway and took a photograph back into the corner of this room, no one standing in the room. She's gone home, uploaded them to her computer, and she's realised there's something in the photograph. First, the most common reaction, people look at it and go, oh, I had to stop on the back of my neck, that's a creepy photograph, oh my God. The other people look at it and go, don't want to be rude, Lawrence, but where's the ghost? I can see that girl standing in the corner of the room, but where's the ghost? Just for dining, one to sit and have sherries and savouries and like socialise, and then another room for breakfast, and then separate rooms for bedrooms. You had plenty of money back then, I can assure you. In fact, you can see the candles lean over as if there is a breeze in the room, yet the candles next to her are not moving at all. I'll see the other one at the end, it's just having a bit of an arc up. I almost say they acknowledge me talking about them. It's a bit of almost like a wave of the hand, go, oh, Lawrence is talking about us, give him a wave. But this next story I'm going to tell you, I don't tell you to feel sorry, I don't tell you for any other reason to show you that there is a connection between the Crawley family and the Ryan family living here now. My dad passed away just over 5 years ago, and he did something very strange in his will. He didn't leave everything to his wife, which is very common today. He left everything to his wife and 5 children. Now you mightn't think that's unusual, but the idea was that we all had to agree the fate of Monte Cristo. In other words, one of us couldn't decide we're going to sell it without the other ones agreeing. My dad actually looked to giving it to the National Trust as a gift to the nation because he didn't want anyone selling the house. And they said they'd only take it if we give them the house plus $10 million. This house doesn't make a ton of money. If it did, there'd be a lot more work being done. It just scrapes by. We pay phenomenal rates, phenomenal water, and ridiculous amounts of insurance. So we don't know the fate of the house. So maybe it might go into ruins. Maybe it might never have people going through it again. We don't know.
Smell some sort of cleaning.
Well, the other smell is a hospital cleaning smell or a smell of poison or death, as people describe it.
I've smelled death before.
Well, Mrs Crawley died in this room at 92 of burst appendix.
Oh. Where?
Yeah.
Do you know where?
This room was never a bedroom. It was turned into a bedroom because Mrs Crawley couldn't make the stairs any longer. More than likely, her bed would have either been in that corner there or up near the fireplace over here. We can't say for sure. Now, Mr. Crawley died in this room from the starch collar. He was put in this room because he couldn't, his wife couldn't stand the smell of the rotting flesh on his neck. That shortness of breath that some of you might have experienced, I do believe is Mr. Crawley's last breath in this room. This is why I struggle in the room and I find it very hard to breathe. But now I've come good since I've been standing in here for a bit of a time, but I feel like I've still got a bit of a stomach ache, like someone's been pulling in or restricting my stomach. This was my bedroom growing up here at the house. Hey, Florence. And you probably understand why I don't like being in this room and why it has a bit of a funny thing for me. That meant as a small child I was sent up to this room by myself at night. I'd come up the stairs whistling and humming because everyone knows ghosts won't attack you if you whistle, sing and hum. Can't sing, I'd hum. Come up here, hop into bed, turn on my clock radio, pull a sheet up over my head and pray the next hour went a lot quicker than it ever did. But she wants me to talk about the doll. I think that's why the flashing light's going on a bit at the moment. The doll in the centre. These are all reproduction dolls of dolls of the Victorian era. They are expensive and your parents would have had to have money back in the day to have them. She's in the corner with her dividing rods, not annoying anyone, but I can see her and she's in the corner doing the doesn't make that noise, but in my head it does. But I don't know if she's having any luck because she's not annoying me. But the next morning, she's come back with one of the other ladies on the tour and they're in this room with the dividing rods asking questions, in particular trying to find out more information about the young maid that comes in and out of the room. So they're established she's the maid, she's a female, she worked here at the house. They're now going through the alphabet to try and get a letter as for a name. As I walked past the door, I went, "Try Beth. Is your name Beth?" "Yes." I've gone, "What? Yeah, Morgan." Don't ask me, I just pulled that clean out of my backside, but that's the first female B name that jumps into my head as I walk past the door. But I'm pretty smart because I guessed it. So I've walked off, I'm on the veranda talking to other guests that spent the night here, left the two ladies talking to Beth in here. I've been out there for a good 10 minutes and I walk back. I walk past the doorway and I look in, the two ladies are left, the room's empty. But for some reason, my attention is drawn directly to this doll and a floodgate of memories are dumped into my head. I remember sitting at the table downstairs in our private kitchen area as a 14-year-old boy flipping through my mum's magazines, Woman's Day or New Idea or something. Flipping to the back cover of the magazine, seeing an ad for a Franklin Mint doll. 4 payments of $39.95 and you get this very expensive doll sent in the mail. I remember the ad, I remember the doll. I remember my mum buying the doll and putting it in the room. I also remember the doll's name. Bethany. What's short for Bethany? Beth. Why does she like the doll? It bears her name. But 3.5 months in, almost to the end of my sentence, because Dad said he'd be right after 4 months, the friend of the family who's a medium is down visiting. She's been here with her husband and children many times and been on the ghost tour with her husband, but she's been with my dad. When she got here and realised I was doing the tour, I'm coming on the tour, it's going to be so much interesting because it's you telling the story, not your dad, I want to come on the tour. And I went, "No, you're weird, keep away from me." But after 20 minutes of her annoying me, it's like, fine, come on the tour, but shut your mouth. No one wants to need to know you're a medium, but she's the type of person, I'm a medium, all the time. Going, "Oh, Mrs. Crawley wants you to know it needs dusting in this room. She's not happy, it needs dusting." I went, so spirit have all the energy to communicate, and that's the first thing she wants to tell me is, it needs dusting. I don't think so. You're weird. Keep away from me. "Oh, the wallpaper's coming down." She said the wallpaper needs to be fixed. I said, "Oh, talking to my dad, are you?" Because he was only going on about that a week ago to me about fixing the wallpaper. She comes out of the room, we come out of the master bedroom in the hallway, she stops and goes, "She's in a hurry, I've never seen her here before." I went, "What?" She goes, "There's a girl that just keeps running past you in the hallway." Now, as soon as she says that, I know exactly what she's talking about, because that's the feeling I've been experiencing, but not saying it to anyone. She goes, "She's a maid that used to work here at the house. She's telling me she's in a hurry because Mrs. Crawley yells at her." She goes, "She likes you, Lawrence. She keeps repeating, Lawrence is it in a bit, it in a bit, it in a bit." Now, it in a bit's a very old saying. I've had no one recently come up to me, "Hey, Lawrence, you're it in a bit." Now,
I have to say with complete and utter honesty that it was the scariest night of my life. I was so shook. He did warn us as well. He said, when you go home, you'll probably notice things keep happening for a couple of days, and it's not that they followed you home. It's just that the house has so much energy.
Coming.